it's as though someone's just kind of walking in and this is what they see.
Yeah. Well, they have a freshness. She's sort of found her voice, if you like. She's found a language where she can really express these very deep and personal emotions through a very simple and actually sort of quite an amateur-looking photo. I mean, it's not sort of professional. It's got a rawness that draws you in.
That's exactly the word, raw energy.
The key thing for me on whether she's a winner or not is that we don't entirely rely on it being the fact that she was an alcoholic. I'd like to think, for example, I don't want to produce a one-trick pony here. For example, if she produced this book, that we still think she had a second, third, fourth, fifth book in her, and they weren't to do with her alcoholism.
A bit more choicy. Okay, ready. Okay, that's good.
I do think that she has been rather seduced by the craft of cinema and craft of staging these photographs, and that's why I'm a little worried that the ideas are not coming through as clearly as they should.
I think we might be being quite harsh now. She's, finding a way with some new ideas, and I think perhaps in that process lost the fact that the narrative has to be a little more powerful.
3, 2, 1, go.
We see these sort of slightly sinister undertones, which are very nice. We see that the pictures being very decorative, very attractive. They really work.
They do.
But in the end, do they add up to something really big?
I still think, though, she has something about her. I mean, they are very beautiful photographs, so she could be doing something really special. With Liz, she's still at a very formative stage of her career. We could get a book back that really was bad. Or she could find her feet and produce something really special.
The great thing about Liz, we always know exactly what the idea is. There's no confusion. The thing with Lucinda, we don't really know what the big idea is. And that's really the thing that worries me.
This is someone I feel a lot safer. Now, that might not be the reason for her to win. I'm not saying that, but it comes back to how much of a risk we want to take.
So it's a gamble either way?
Very much
Of course.
so.
Liz and Lucinda return to hear who has won the competition.
Welcome back, Liz and Lucinda. So, obviously, we've come to a decision. It's been a really difficult one, a lot of discussion, a little bit of argument. You both have massively different styles of photography, which doesn't help. I think you've both shown enormous ability to learn over the last 3 weeks that has been hugely encouraging, and really the main reason you're both standing here right now.
Lucinda, in your empathy with your subjects, and technically, especially in your lighting and composition, we were really very impressed from day one. We do believe that the most recent project on the libraries was compromised to a certain extent when you fell back on a formula.
Liz, we've really enjoyed your contribution to this programme, because when you came, you were one of the least experienced, but you found a passion for photography which has been very positive. We've been worried about some of your editing skills and sometimes your ability to make the right decision about which pictures to put forward. But in the end, I think your huge project that you tried to do this week was very endearing. So, the photographer that will go forward and work towards a book and an exhibition is Liz.
Oh my God. Wow, thank you.
Congratulate you.
Congratulations,
God, thank you so much.
Well done, I'm so pleased. Fabulous.
I'm definitely going to carry on taking pictures. I'm so proud of myself for sort of chucking myself in the deep end.
As you know, I think you've done fantastically well anyway.
I think at times it's been really overwhelming and exhausting and tiring, but then at the same time I've learnt so much. But it's been such an amazing experience.
But for Liz, the hard work is just about to begin. With a professional exhibition on show in just 12 weeks' time, she'll need to prove herself a worthy winner of Picture This. Months later, and Liz has arrived at the Baltic Gallery in Gateshead to put together her first solo exhibition, for which she has produced 17 new images.
The last couple of months getting the exhibition and the book together, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, and it's happened quite fast. I had to work very hard and stressful at times. It's been a very enjoyable experience,
Picture This judge, Martin Parr, has come to cast his professional eye over her work.
So Liz, tell me about this new series that you've done.
Well, I wanted to expand on the work, so I photographed the feet of women who didn't drink anymore, who were sober. And these are going to be titled with the year that they got sober to give it some context as well. And I wanted to show that, you know, I'm not the only female alcoholic in the world, and that there are other women who have experienced similar things that I've experienced.
I've always had great faith in Liz's idea because it's a big idea insofar that she's really motivated to do it. It's something where she can actually express an idea where she's able to deal with something in her past. So that always gave her, if you like, an edge over some of the other contestants because that big idea was the driving force to make this work.
The idea for setting up the exhibition and the way that it's going to look is in two separate halves, a bit like because the book is in two chapters. Chapter 1 is about drinking, chapter 2 is about sobriety. We're going to have one side of the space where the drinking pictures will go, and that'll be hung in a very chaotic, messy way, just as the photographs are and the experience of active alcoholism is. And on the other side, we're going to be putting the anonymous portraits of sober women in a very ordered way to represent the freedom from chaos and the order that being sober gives you. I love it. It looks proper and professional, and I did it.
As well as an exhibition at the Baltic, Liz's prize included a book deal. To launch it, Picture This judge Brett Rogers has arranged a book launch at the Photographers Gallery with 100 industry figures invited.
Thank you so much, and thanks for coming and enjoy yourself. Thank you.
She has a very promising future. The big challenge for Liz, as with all photographers in this situation, is this is something that came so much from the heart. This is so personal and raw. And she's got to now demonstrate to herself and to everybody else that she can pull off and sustain another body of work of the same calibre. That's quite a hard task.
I think what Liz has produced is very courageous. I think it's incredibly personal work. Since Picture This finished, I've done some press shots for some TV programmes and for some bands, and I've been awarded a scholarship to go to America on an artist residency in Vermont, which I'm really excited about.
I never thought I'd be here in a million years, standing in the Photographers Gallery, my favourite bookshop in the world, and having a private view of my book. That's just mad.
If you want to see what the Picture This judges thought of the submissions this week, go to channel4.com/picturethis.
And you can see Liz Gordon's work at the Baltic Centre for Contemporary Art in Gateshead, which opens this week. Well, next on 4, a chance to create your own Michelin-starred meal with a second sitting at Gordon Ramsay's Cook-Along.